On a September evening in 1962, an angry mob of white segregationists gathered outside the Lyceum building at the University of Mississippi in Oxford, Mississippi. The mob had formed in response to the enrollment of a black man at the university. The rest of the story coming up. This is KRT, Critical Race Theory. It's not the one they teach in law schools, but the one banned in public schools. Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge the state of Mississippi. Today, I'm doing my 6th video originating in Mississippi. I did the murder of Medgar Evers, the deportation of all black people from Mississippi to Africa. That didn't happen. The Mississippi water problem, the Jackson, Mississippi water problem, the murder of 3 civil rights workers, and today I'm doing the Ole Miss riots. Mississippi, the gift that keeps on giving. The Ole Miss riots of 1962 were a crucial moment in American history. It was a time when tensions boiled over and the country was thrown into chaos. On the surface, it was a simple story. A young black military veteran named James Meredith was attempting to enroll at the University of Mississippi. It was one of the last all-white universities in the South. But what followed would shake the nation to its core. On the evening of Sunday, September 30th, 1962, Southern segregationists rioted and fought state and federal forces on the campus to prevent the enrollment of the first African-American student to attend the university. President John F. Kennedy had sent federal marshals to Oxford on Saturday, September 29, 1962, to prepare for protest he knew would arise from Meredith's arrival and enrollment. While this occurred, Mississippi Governor Ross Barnett, an avowed racist, spoke at an Ole Miss football game, declaring that segregation would never be defeated. The next day, Meredith made his way to the campus to move into his dorm room as he was escorted by the Mississippi Highway Patrol and greeted by 500 federal marshals assigned for his protection. Thousands of rioters from across the South gathered that evening at Ole Miss. The atmosphere was electric with tension, and the sound of racial slurs filled the air. The Highway Patrol tried to push back the crowd, but were dismissed by Mississippi Senator George Yarborough at around 7:25 p.m. The crowd increased rapidly, and a full riot broke out at 7:30 p.m. The crowd reached approximately 3,000 rioters, led by former Army General Edwin Walker, who had recently been forced to retire when he was ordered to stop giving out racist hate literature to his troops, but refused to do so. The crowd consisted of high school and college students, Ku Klux Klan members, Oxford residents, and people from outside the area. By 9 p.m., the riot turned extremely violent. U.S. Marshals who had been defending Meredith and university officials in the building on campus where Meredith registered ran out of tear gas. Rioters threw rocks and bottles and began to shoot. President Kennedy called in the Mississippi National Guard and Army troops from Memphis, Tennessee. Before their arrival, rioters learned of Meredith's Hall and began to attack it. When General Charles Billingsley and his men arrived, a white mob set his car on fire. 2 men were murdered during the riot, a French journalist and a white jukebox repairman. In total, more than 300 people were injured. On October 1, 1962, the riot was suppressed with 3,000 soldiers stationed to occupy the Ole Miss campus. Despite the chaos and violence, James Meredith persevered, and he eventually became the first African-American student to enroll at Ole Miss. The Ole Miss riots of 1962 will forever be remembered as a dark moment in American history at a time when tensions boiled over and the nation was thrown into chaos. It was a reminder of just how far the country still had to go in its quest for racial equality. This has been Critical Race Theory. Please like and subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. I'll see you next time.